Okay, so when we're dealing with percents, it is important to realize that before performing calculations with percents, be aware of the fact that we generally will change the percent into its decimal equivalent. So in this case, we have 35% of 50. So 35% is the decimal equivalent of that is 0.35. So we would say before attempting the problem, we would say look at 35%, change that to 0.35, then multiply that times 50 and we would get 17.5. So in answering the question, what is 35% of 50? And the answer would be 17.5. Okay, let's continue. Now look at 3/4 equals 75%. Now this is a very, very important fraction because, or equation, because it shows you basically the format of what we're doing when we start dealing with percents. The 3 is part, we call that part of the base, whatever number that is. In this case, it's 3. It's part of the base. The 4 is the entire base. That's the whole enchilada. And 75 is the percent, as you see. Okay, now sometimes it's easy to answer a percent problem by actually drawing a diagram. So if we say, what is 25% of 40? Okay, so, and if we draw a diagram and divide that into 4 squares of 10, okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 25% of that, the first square, we can easily say that what? That 25% of 40 is 10. But now how do we do that mathematically? Okay, we can also solve it mathematically. Okay, we want to find the part of 25% of the entire base. Okay, of the entire base. So the n is the unknown. R represents time. And 25% we say is going to be what? 0.25. Why is it going to be 0.25? Because we're again changing the 25% into its decimal equivalent. So what is, that's the unknown. So n is equal, n is, that means n equals 0.25 of, that means times 40. So you would say n equals 0.25 times 40, which is 10. Now, what is the math? Then there's the algebraic reasoning for that, right? So if we say that n divided by 40 equals 25%. So in this case, you would replace 3 with n, right? Over 40, because n is, we don't know that. So now we wanted to solve this thing algebraically. So n divided by 40 equals 25%. Okay, so now this problem is asking you to solve for n, or the unknown, which is part of the entire amount, which is 40. I want you to stay with me here. So if n, so this is the basic equation that we're looking at. So n, okay, over 40 equals 25%, right? So now in the equation, what happens? We have to get n by itself. So how do we get n by itself? Well, you always do the opposite of the indicated operation. So the indicated operation in this case is division, because 40 is being divided into n. The opposite of division is multiplication. So now, being that this is an equation, what it means is that what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So now here's the thing. So you would say 40 over 1 times n over 40 equals 25% times, right, 40 over 1. Good. Now, on the left, 40 cancels out. It is by itself, right? So now you would change the 25% into its decimal equivalent, which is 0.25, right? 0.25 of 40, that times 40 times 40. This is the mathematical and algebraic reasoning on what we just did. And when you do that division, you will get the same number. Okay, n equals 10. Okay, n equals 10. So we would say 10 is 25%. 10 is 25% of 40. 10 is 25% of 40. So what you want to do is stop the video, go back over this as we proceed through. You can stop and start the video, because this is very, very important, okay, that you get the fundamentals of percents. The reason why people have a problem, students have a problem with percents, is that we don't focus on the fundamentals. We're going to focus on the methodology, how to do various types of percent problems, and we're going to go slow, okay? So who is this video for? This video is for parents. It's for students. It's for anyone who really want to understand the basis of how to solve percents. Okay, this is Think Education 360. Thank you for joining us. If this video, you got something out of it, please do not hesitate to subscribe, because what happens is that every time I release something new, then you will get notified. But we're going to continue on with this series of percent problems. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for joining.